Hey folks, this should be a pretty short video. I was at Cahuilla Creek recently and got some one-on-one coaching with Dylan from SoCal Off-Road School, formerly Sedlak Off-Road School. We did some practice of hill climbs, slow turns, and ruts, and a little bit of single track, which we'll get to, which was a good experience. I really enjoyed it and was given some really good instruction, I think, so I'll come back in the future as well. Again, there's no sponsorship or anything. I'm just giving credit where credit is due. To start with, I just went up and down this hill climb that you're seeing with the turnaround at the top, just to allow Dylan to sort of see how I'm riding, and he was able to give some feedback. I'm dropping my elbows a lot, which people haven't really, like teachers, like ADV instructors and so on, they don't care about that as much, I think. So it turns out that I'm still doing that a lot, and that was always a problem for me back on the dirt bike, the KLX 300R, and turns out I'm still doing it. So I need to be very intentional about practicing not dropping my elbows going forward. Time to practice that hill climb and do a little bit of a slow speed turn at the top and then go down again. Elbows went in again, right?
That was so lower body. Down here was solid. That was way better. Your elbows were up a little
Yeah,
bit.
especially at the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep those suckers open.
I'll go again. Whenever I would get to the bottom, I would practice doing a skid turn in order to turn around to get back up. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with that on the 500. It also helped that the terrain here was quite dry compared to the week before and whatever, when I was riding at roller flats and so on, where I just had so much traction that it's kind of hard to it's not hard to do a skid turn, but like in terms of steering with the rear, heading out of it. In any case, I went back and forth, basically did variations of this. I would do the slow turning, sitting, standing, and so on, and I tried to listen to the feedback. I think by the end I got pretty good at having the right body position, going up the incline and keeping my elbows up, and so on. And he also coached me to squat a little bit more when I'm doing the standing turns at the top, the slow speed turns at the top, which I think helped as well. So yeah, did this for quite a while. I'm not going to bore you with the full version of it.
Nice.
Next up is a little bit of a short amount of single track that then leads into a fairly steep, even though it's short, hill. And the challenge I was having was that there's a bit of a rut. It's not super tight, but there was a rut on the single track, and I'm really skittish about ruts still. So coming through that turn leading up to the hill, I was really slow. Then when I came up to the hill, my body position coming out of the turn wasn't awesome. And so I had difficulty getting up there. I actually never ended up getting up in a standing position. Sitting, yes. Never standing, because I would always screw it up in that turn that you see here.
No speed!
You good now? Your ankle?
Yeah, I'm good.
And again. This time I just could feel that I was completely off and it wasn't gonna work, so I bailed before even trying, and then I ended up sitting.
Nice.
So, what you see there, that's my problem with ruts. Even though that is wide,
Yep.
I just get super nervous and I want to slow down and I'm like hyper-focusing on it.
I practiced that for quite a while, including going down. Even down was a little bit sketch for the first 1, maybe 2 times, but once I stopped worrying about the rut and just flowed through the track, it was kind of okay. But I never did get the hang of going up in the standing position coming out of that turn. Next up, rut practice. That second attempt was pretty decent. I eventually got fairly good at it going to the left, and not really that good at it going to the right. And I kept doing that for quite a while actually, switching to right-hand side turns after a while, which, as I mentioned earlier, wasn't as good at. I think that's fine. Focusing on one side, just getting that more right, and then duplicating on the other probably works fine as well. I'm planning on doing more Enduro flats next weekend, when just going there alone and making my own rut and practicing a little bit. So this was a good day, lots of good technique practice and got some good feedback, even though I didn't do a lot of trail riding. It's getting me more ready for more trail riding in the future, obviously. Thanks for watching.